here we go. BARFF Fantasy Football. We got the podcast going. BARFF Fantasy Football. BARFF Fantasy Football. All the information flowing. BARFF Fantasy Football. We got BTR, Commish, Rifle, and Huey. Soaring no lineup beam. WT. Sold our pant loads and our current champs. The Moppers. It's BARFF Fantasy Football. If you love this game, you will sure love BARFF Fantasy Football. Good luck to all.
And here we go. BARFF Fantasy Football Podcast.
Hey now.
Season 6, episode 10. We are live here in the BARFF Fantasy Football studio. I'm Brian the Commish, joined down here by the best co-host in the business and the little-known understudy in the most recent Bruce Springsteen biopic. Walt Run is here. Walt, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
All right. We are going to look through at all things fantasy football through the lens of our league, BARFF, and there are 4 weeks left, and it is shaping up to be a barn burner of a playoff battle, Walt, as Week 10 went into the books.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I was thinking about that on the drive down. 4 weeks, that's it. And then I'm doing the math in my head. Okay, does 2 and 2 cut it? Is it 3 and 1?
Right.
Right? It's like I was just going through all those permutations in my head.
And we've got some teams who are in the basement right now, both of who have declared, like I brought up spoiler mode. I've been there plenty of times. And you think, okay, I'm going to be a spoiler. Both of these teams have said, no, I'm winning out and I'm going to find a way. And so let's see.
One of them's a liar.
I mean, math may prove that it's a little difficult, but who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, because I haven't looked at schedule, so I haven't seen.
Yeah, we're gonna have
but
to.
We'll
take a look at that later.
right. We're gonna definitely have to start looking at that and start doing our math.
All right, let's take a look at Week 10 action. Where do you want to start with that?
I'm happy to start with my game against the Beans.
All right.
It was the score doesn't, I think, paint the picture of how stressful it really was in my mind.
Oh, this was a Monday night decided game. This is Born to Run taking on Boston Beans and coming out with the victory. Born to Run moves to 5-5 with 133.3 points on the week. The Beans fall to 4-6 with a 119.15 performance. Well, tell me about this game.
I mean, like I said, so really the games before it was really close. I think one time it was 50-50, and then we had the Sunday night game, Steelers-Chargers. I'm like, okay, if Keenan Allen doesn't go off, I'll feel a lot better.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he had 3.9, but if you think about one of those points was, I don't know how that's called a pass to get him to break the record, which I knew they were going to do, something like that. But he got 1 point. So, he only got 3.9. I had the Steelers as my D as 4, but Dicker, though, then thankfully he missed one.
Right.
But he had 14, so again, that tightened it up, and I'm like, this is going to be really stressful tomorrow night.
That is a stressful night.
Yeah.
Yep, Monday night. But, you pulled it out because the Beans got a combined 17 points from Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Here's the name, A.J. Brown, with 3.9 points.
I don't know what was going on in that game. Like, was the weather worse than I thought it was? Like
for Philly, it was.
Either team wasn't really generating offense. And Barkley, of course, I was worried about him.
Of course,
we hadn't seen him since he had that slight, groin pull. So I'm like, every time I saw him getting him slow, I'm like, no. But like you said, Eagles really didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It
very unexpected.
It was very unexpected. So, yeah, like I said, score wasn't quite as close as I felt it was. I think it really was close. I mean,
it was close.
It really was.
Yeah, it was close. It was a Monday night thing. You got 29.7 points from Stafford, which is what you're coming to expect as we head towards the playoffs. But a player that we've talked about on the pod as being a linchpin for you, who has responded since their health. And I'm going to point to the chat. Coos30 has weighed in with poor beans. They suck. That's a familiar sentiment that's been expressed.
I think I heard that on Monday night as well.
Yeah, but going back, we've got a player that's been blowing up for you since he came back to health, but crashed down to earth. Brock Bowers, 3.7 points.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts there?
I mean, that was not the way to start on Thursday night. And that that game was really tough to listen to. I can't even imagine people that are watching too. I was listening on my radio, and I was like, oh my God, that was brutal. But I think it was good. A couple of my pickups, DiMarcado, I picked up him and Bryant.
Yeah, very timely. That was really good.
Yeah, so those two. I mean Johnson and him. And so I kind of covered myself with the poor Bowers showing. So it was overall. It was pretty good week for BTR.
It was for sure, and that moves you to 5-5, and the Beans 4-6, which seems really close when you look at it. But wow, you want that 5th victory right now with 4 weeks left.
I mean, again, you do the math. You're 4-6. You say there's 4 games. I mean, you got to go 3-1, right? The margins are razor thin now. We're only hard. 4 games left.
That is hard. Where do you want to go next?
We'll save that one. We got to talk about the Moppers. My words. So I thought there were a couple of big upsets in my mind. Yeah. Although, let's talk about your game because.
All right.
I don't know. I guess maybe not an upset.
That was not an upset.
Right.
Maybe
you were upset by the 89 points.
I will. Let's talk about this one just to get it out of the way because what garbage. Let me just move the graphic up. We're talking about no lineup needed. Just absolutely destroying the Knuckleheads. 149.1 to 82.9, a deserved loss from the Knuckleheads, and not unfamiliar lately. Walt, what did you see in this debacle?
Well, you kind of got screwed because somehow Seattle was up like 40-0 or some, outrageous before half. So, I had, JSN, and I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, they're never going to pass again in the second half. So, Darnold 6.7. was not indicative of how Darnold played. He played well, and they just blew him out. So that didn't help you at all.
That did not. And it didn't help that, while Sam Darnold is putting up pedestrian points, Baker Mayfield had himself a heck of a week. Yeah, he went 25 points, I believe.
Yeah.
On my bench.
The ride or die, right?
It was my ride or die.
Yeah.
I decided to not ride, and that's dumb.
Yeah. That was a good call. That's true. But the big surprise for me was Pittman only 3.9. Mm-hmm. I did not see that coming. He's been very steady. So that, that really, really did you in. And then, of course, no lineup can score. I mean, no matter how you look at it. I mean, he's got guys. Olave, had a big day. Otten, of course, they don't have. But, I was shocked. He had Otten, Ibuka, starting both of them, but there's no other option. So they both had good days.
They did. Yeah, that's who you got to start in Tampa Bay right now.
Right.
Olave and Ladd McConkey had bad weeks in week 9 for no lineup. He keeps them in there, and they go over 20 for him. Put up big points, second straight win heading into playoff time for no lineup. Moves to 5-5. Knuckleheads fall to 6-4, and I got to tell you, I'll say it here quickly on the air. It's a hollow 6-4. I do have a victory during a week where I scored 79 points. So I'm a little bit like 6 wins with 4 games left. You're thinking, hey, this is good. All I got to do is pick up 1 or 2 wins. I'm not winning a tiebreaker against anybody. My points 4. I've been under 100, I think, 4 times this year.
Yeah, I mean, I know because I looked like a bunch of us have caught up to you. And you had a nice lead going.
Yeah, I was doing well for a while, and then now, yuck. So, well, I'm glad that's over with. Where do you want to go next?
I mean, let's talk about the pan loads. Getting upset by the rifle.
Yes, this is Springfield Rifle went into the group text about I'm winning out.
Yeah, I loved it.
Here we go. I love
he called this shot, man.
I absolutely love it, and he does it in style with a 108.5 squeaker to 130 points. 103.1 points for Sody Pantloads. The Rifle moved to 2-8 on the season. Sody Pantloads falls to 5-5 on a 3-game losing streak. Walt, tell me about this game.
Well, once again, another ride or die Udunze on Sody's bench. 20 points.
Gotta listen to the show, people.
Goes to Garrett Wilson, a big goose egg.
Yep.
So that's honestly, there's the difference right there.
Yeah, that's the game.
You can never have overcoming a 0 in your lineup. Well, and then Cortland Sutton with 5.4, 2 receivers, two receivers combining for 5.4.
Right.
You know, I know Wilson got hurt,
Right.
but he wasn't doing much anyway before he got hurt.
Right.
He got hurt in the third, so he wasn't doing anything anyway.
Yep.
You know, and the Pantaloons had a little glimmer.
Monday night.
Yeah, Devontae Smith, when he caught that, I got a
Yep.
text that said Pantloads in uppercase.
Uh-huh.
And then Josh Jacobs catches, gets a pass and goes for 20 yards. It was over. Very short-lived.
That's it.
celebration.
I think Devonta Smith got 16 points, and
Yeah.
Jacobs and Goddard for the rifle went on 26, 27 points, and so that's it. There's
That's
your 3
it.
points.
That's
That's
it.
your margin of victory.
Yeah. So,
Second game that went down to Monday night. It's
yeah,
crazy.
It's unfortunate because McBride had a great day. You know, May look. I don't. One other thing I guess I'll say, maybe the Pantaloons. I don't know if they're getting worried about Bijan again. I mean, I was looking. I mean, he had 17 a week before, but then he had that 5.8 against Miami. So that's the one I was thinking of. I don't know.
Bijan and Saquon have been a little up and down this year.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
not expecting that.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan Green, S9U. We're going to get to your question in 1 second. Sox fan 7687 weighed in. Odunze cost the Pantloads this week too.
Yeah, ride or die, brother.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to hold on to that text question. Let's finish out week 10. Which game we're going to next?
Let's talk. Oh boy, I mean, this was a heck of a game. First loss for Huey. We got to give the Eagles some love here.
Yep, Soaring Eagles taking on Huey Lewis in the News. We said last week that this was going to be, the heavyweight game of the week, and it did not disappoint. And Soaring Eagles take the win, 144.6 to 133.6. Soaring Eagles, the winners of 5 straight with 4 games left. Tell me about the game.
I mean, you got to love it. He's winning by running backs. I mean, Gibbs had a great game. A-Shane, 42, amazing. Devontae Adams, to me, is the rebirth of him. He is flourishing.
Yeah, looking great. Great.
Unfortunately, I don't know if he's losing his tight end for the year. But Gadsden, I didn't see what the results of.
So that looked worse than it was. Gaddison was limited yesterday. I believe that he practiced today. So I think it's looking good for Gaddison.
That's
to play
good
this week,
because that would have been a huge blow.
Yeah, I agree.
For the Eagles. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Huey gets 50 points out of Jonathan Taylor. He was unstoppable. But the one that's hurting him is Justin Jefferson. 7 points. I mean, he was projected 19. Yeah, that's a killer, there. But, hey, it's bound to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, the 72 Dolphins they busted open the champagne. No undefeated team.
When you're 9-0 and
Yeah.
you've got a player that goes for 50 points leading the fantasy football, you think you're in good shape. But then Chain canceled it out.
He pretty much canceled, and then Gibbs doubled down.
Yeah.
I mean, again, 133 points.
You can't complain.
I mean, you can't complain. I mean, you're winning 8 out of 10 times there.
Absolutely. Yep. 5-game winning streak is where you want to be heading into this part of the season. Soren moves to 7-3. They got that coveted 7th win, and we'll see if that's going to be enough. Sox fan 7687 weighs in with the Pantloads are worried about Bijan thanks to Fatty Algier. That's not very nice. Sox fan 7687 and Coos 30 thinks that they got to be thinking about benching Bijan.
Wow,
that's a bold statement.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
Bold statement. Let's take a pause while Ryan Green S9U is weighed in with a question. Trade Saquon and Ladd for Puka. He's got JT and Javante and Woody Marks.
Ooh.
He's got JT, and Javante.
And
his other receivers are Marvin Harrison Jr., Garrett Wilson, Keenan Allen, and Debo.
I mean, that I think you got to make that trade.
And he's 7-3. I think that move could very well put Ryan Green where he needs to be towards title time. That's a good trade.
I gotta agree. Yeah, I think it's too bad you lose Marvin. He had the Aptebek. I can't even say it. Say it for me. Didn't he have an appendectomy?
Oh yeah.
So that's only a couple of weeks, but 7-3. You don't want to lose. You want to kind of give up that position and what he has left. I say you got to make that move.
That offense is in so much turmoil right now.
Yeah, and Barkley. I mean, he's been okay.
Yeah.
I have him.
Yeah.
So, but not. Javante Williams has been better.
Yeah, and Ladd McConkey has been a little resurgent, but he was driving the lineup crazy earlier this season.
Yeah.
And so, I think you make that trade.
I think you make that trade.
Yeah.
You're getting a premier receiver.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, adding Puka to that lineup.
Yeah, and the Ram, that offense looks so.
I have Jonathan Taylor and Puka Nacua heading into the playoffs. Yes, please.
Yeah, so go ahead and do it.
Yeah, do that trade. That's a good one. All right. So we just got done in our league talking about Soaring Eagles and Huey. What does that leave us with?
We got to talk about the last game, the Moppers against worst team.
Oh, that's right. We saved that one. Hold on.
The wing.
This is going to make me a little bit upset because this is a 137.9 to 103.15 beating. Worst team ever, moving to 3-7, and they said they were making a move, and here it comes. Whopper Moppers falls to 4-6. At one point, they were 4-0. Walt, tell me about this game. I'll get it up.
I think when you think about what your worst nightmare might be for the Moppers, this has got to be pretty close.
He's living it. He's living it.
I mean, this is really brutal for him. Not only the plane, the engines have quit. I think one of the wings just fell off.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you look at, Nico had a nice day, and, Franklin pretty decent, but I mean, his kicker was one of his better performers. But, I know he had to pick up Penix, but again, I just don't like where the Whoppers are. He's got guys going in the wrong direction. Puka's Puka. He had good, but, Manage, Cook, too, might be a little dinged up. It's just,
Meninga he's a player that, he's a placeholder. He's a backup. And you're going to get backup points out of him. And
you got to expect that.
You got to expect. Yeah, you're going to get 9-10 points, and you're happy to get them.
Yep. And
he gets 30 points combined from the bottom four in his lineup.
I know.
Ouch.
It's and then, I've said, I think worst team ever overall. They got a pretty solid lineup. I wouldn't say it's a world beater, but, Kyron Williams, had a really nice day. Caleb Williams, and of course Drake London. I think he's one of the better receivers. He got 12 out of Wendell. Andrews even showed up for him, and so a good week for worst team ever. I think they can make some noise. I mean, that was a big win because you got Lamb that was on a bye. I mean, Ertz was on a bye for him, or no, he benched Ertz, but. He's got some guys, I'm telling you.
Right now, Caleb Williams is pulling in at number 8 QB.
Is he really?
Yeah, and Drake London is pulling in at number 6.
Yeah.
So you have players like that heading into the Final Four looking to make a run.
And Kyron Williams, number 9. So, and your number 2 back, Jalen Warren, he's at 20.
That's a lot.
That's not bad.
That's a lot going on right there.
So watch out for worst team ever.
Watch out 100% for worst team ever. And that puts week 10 in the books. And it brings us to, we're going to take a little look at the standings here. Just because these games had so much, we talk about playoff implications. But wow, every game has playoff implications right now. Especially if worst team ever can keep this up with that lineup that they have, this could be really important heading into the final 4 weeks of the regular season of BARFF Fantasy Football. And let's go to standings. We see continuing at the top, Huey Lewis in the news. They suffered their first setback of the year. They are sitting at 9-1.
And the first team to clinch a playoff spot. Congratulations to
Huey. They have clinched.
Even with that loss, they still clinched a playoff
clinched
spot.
For sure.
Yep.
Second place is Soaring Eagles at 7-3. Knuckleheads, kind of a paper 6-4. No lineup needed. Sody Pantloads, Born to Run, pulling in at 5-5. 4 and 6 teams are Boston Beans and Whopper Moppers. Worst team ever at 3-7, starting to run, and Springfield Rifle at 2-8, also starting to run. I'd like to see them win out. Don't know if it'll be enough, but let's do that.
Yep.
And so playoff percentages, they're so tight. It's crazy right now.
It is, and worst team ever's only got 9, but I think that's because of the point total.
Right.
I think. He rattles off a couple more wins,
Absolutely.
The 7 wins. I mean, if you get to 7, that means you're scoring too.
Absolutely.
And so I think it'll take care of it if he can get to 7 wins.
Yeah, he's scoring more than me. I know that. So that's not hard to do.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of teams have closed the gap with you. Even me now, actually, 1 point ahead of you. Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm legitimate as a team that is heading into the last 4 weeks with 6 wins. I'm concerned.
Yeah.
It seems like I'm scoring 130 or 70, and that's not where you want to be heading into anywhere.
Now
near
you
the
want to be
playoffs.
feeling good about your team.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, sorry we couldn't get the standings graphic up, but that is what we presented it as. I'll take care of that in post. Right now, 100%. Huey has clinched 98% chance for Soaring Eagles with their 7th win, and then I'm 82, but less than Sody Pantloads with 83, no lineup with 83. Sody Pantloads with 80. Born to Run 69%, and then we get into the hopefuls. Boston Beans 43, Whopper Moppers 34, worst team ever at 9. But we talked about that can turn around next week, and Springfield Rifle with a 1% chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and you gotta. I mean, just the Rifle proved it. I think any team in this league can beat any other team.
I agree.
So there's no. You can't
We've
look
seen
all
it.
like, oh, I got this easy schedule.
Yeah,
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, we've seen it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you call them upsets. There's just so much parity in this league.
Yeah,
So.
definitely this year for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at. So we talked about week 10. We talked about standings and playoff percentages, but now we've got week 11 coming up. There's only 4 weeks left. Every game is really important, and when you look at the way that the games are shaping up for this week, it looks like there could be some clarity heading into week 12 for sure.
I very well think that.
All right, what game do you want to start with?
So,
week 11?
and for the teams at 5-5, 4-6, we love seeing this matchup, Huey and the Rifle.
Yes,
Because that means the other games have meaning. This one, because you got the top and the bottom, it's like, okay, it's not really going to do anything, and I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I want to see the teams in the mix be the ones battling
absolutely.
it out right now.
Yeah, if we could have made this schedule for this week, we would have done that,
totally.
that matchup for sure.
So let's look at that one first.
All right. Huey Lewis and the Rifle. Right now, Huey's favored on Thursday night to take this one. What do you think? 9-1 versus 2-8.
Yeah, it's not. I don't love the matchups for the Rifle. He's got Pollard in there against Houston. I think it's the number 1 defense. I mean, Goff against Philly, in Philly.
Right.
Don't love that.
Yeah.
Same, and he's got 2. He's deciding he's gonna go to the power formation, run Laporta and Kittle together.
This has been a theme for the Rifle
But
this
it
year,
is
the
a theme.
double tight ends.
Yeah,
Yep.
he likes his double tight ends. But like tonight, I think Brees Hall. Now that Wilson's on IR, I bet you Hall gets. I'm gonna say he exceeds that 14.
Yeah.
Dow, Dow's been down. I think Jefferson against Chicago, he shows up there. I just like the matchups. I just can't see. I'd be shocked if Huey loses this game.
Yeah, I can see that. It is a little bit tough. Dowdle's got a Q, but I think they're just managing him. Justin Jefferson, you do want to see that big game against Chicago.
Yeah,
he's pulling in at 14th ranked wide receiver in fantasy football. That's not why you drafted him in the first round. So you're looking for a bouncing performance from Justin Jefferson. And yeah, when you've got some players, Debo's unreliable. Darius Slayton is a little bit dinged, but they're managing him too, and he's playing Green Bay. And,
Another tough matchup. It's all around. I'll give the Rifle a lot of credit if they can pull that off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Where do you want to go next?
Okay, so we got a lot of exciting games here.
There are.
I mean, let's go with the Beans and the Eagles next.
Beans and the Eagles. Right now, the Beans pulling in at 4-6, taking on Soaring Eagles. Sole possession, second place at 7-3. Right now, the projections have Soaring taking this one. What do you think? You agree?
Well, I gotta say, if you look at A-Chain 28.54 projected. That has to be one of the highest projections.
That could be the highest
I've ever
projection
seen for a running back. That is incredible.
Yeah.
And I buy it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's over projecting. And then I look at DK, 12 against Cincy. I mean, unless, during the bye, Cincy went out and got a bunch of players to play defense.
I don't know.
I think I think DK is going to exceed that.
Yeah.
Devontae against Seattle. Now, that game is going to be very entertaining. Moore, though, I don't know. Can you really count on Moore?
Moore has posted a 0 this year,
Yeah, and I know the options for him. He doesn't have a lot of options. So, okay, so that's the Achilles to me for Soren, but then let's flip on the other side. I mean, ETN 14 against the Chargers. Oof, I don't know if I'm seeing that.
Yeah.
Chase, yeah, I go with that. Waddle, yeah. Diggs against the Jets tonight, maybe. I don't know. I think this game is going to be really close, honestly.
We're going to find out tonight whether the Jets are going to lie down or not.
Right, exactly.
They could. I mean, they have reason to.
Yep.
Their management has put up the white flag, and we'll see how they respond tonight.
So the ride or die, apparently, the Bean says A.J. Brown's die. He has had enough
Yeah.
and has taken him out of the lineup and, replaced with Diggs. And I think it's a good move. I think it's time to diversify and not do that. I think I got to ride the hot hand. I'm going to say the Eagles are going to eke one out just because they're the hottest team in the league right now. So that's who I'm giving it. But I could see that Jamar Chase could have 40 against Pittsburgh and turn this into a win. So could go either way.
That's hard. The Beans really want that 5th win.
They got to have that win.
Yeah, that's really important.
Yep.
Really important. All right, where are we going next?
All right, so let's talk about this Civil War, which I always enjoy in my house to see worst team ever and Sody Pan Loans. And I can't think of anything more gratifying than Sody to knock worst team ever out of the playoffs. So
could happen.
It definitely could happen.
All right, right now Sody Pantloads is looking at a big 143-point projection heading into Week 11. He's at 5-5, taking on worst team ever, trying to make a run at 3-7 for the playoffs. A loss this week would pretty much put an end to that. Do you agree with this projection? Is this going to be a easy win for Sody?
I mean, I love the matchups. Kyron Williams against Seattle. That's going to be, some slow sledding there. CD 19, no. So the receivers to me is really going to dictate how worst team ever goes.
Yeah.
Jennings looks really good. If Jennings, Lamb, and London, they're all projected. Those are, say, 19 to 20, and Jennings 13. But say Jennings gets to 20 and they get close to their 30. I could see worst team ever pulling this upset off. Now, I do love that, I don't know. Do I love Drake May against the Jets?
It depends on if the Jets show up. I mean, you didn't love them when Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams were in the lineup. You don't like that matchup. But now they lost their top corner and their best defensive lineman. Does Drake May feast or not? Who knows?
Right. I mean, Javonte Williams against Vegas, you got to love that matchup all day long. So I think, if May hits his projection of 25 and Bijan with his of 20, which, again, against Carolina, I guess, maybe. But those against his receivers, it's 42-58. I don't buy that at all. I would call this 49-51 in my mind.
Yeah, it's close.
But I'm going to call it. I'm going to, and Sody will love this. I say worst team ever somehow finds a path to victory.
Oh, yeah, Sody Pantloads has to be erupting in joy right now.
And so I'm sure Sox fan feels the same way.
It could be. We'll keep an eye and see if he weighs in on that. But, yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup. I love these Civil War games, and I do think this will be tighter than the projections. Where are we going next?
Okay. No lineup needed against the Moppers. Oh, boy.
Talk about a must-win for the Moppers. No lineup is right now another big projection, 144.3. They're 5-5, taking on the Whopper Moppers at 4-6 with a projected total of 128. Very respectable projection. What happens in this game?
I got to tell you, if you're on a 6-game losing streak, is no lineup who you want to play?
You do.
No, you do not want no lineup.
Yeah, because they're due. It's hard.
Oh, man. Genty against the Cowboys run defense. I love that matchup. McCaffrey against Arizona. Love it. Yeah. Lamar. Love it. I mean, I don't know. Rice and McConkey, if you say the Achilles heel there. Ibuka against Buffalo, another phenomenal matchup. Mahomes against Denver, don't love it. Cook against Tampa, I think that'll be fine. Yeah. But Al against Jax, that's tough. Puka against Seattle, tough. Nico, good. So, the Moppers matchups, it just aren't phenomenal.
Yeah.
No lineups rolling. How can you not give it to no lineup?
Yeah, it's tough. I will say Rashee Rice has only played 3 games, and he's been double digits for both of them, and he's been flirting with 20, I think, twice.
Yeah.
So this could be someone that carries this team to where they should be. If you look at no lineups points for and the results of some of their games, like the fact that they're 5-5 and I'm 6-4 is a bit insulting. This is the fantasy game. This is what happens. We all agree. This is why we play. But this team, I think is looking for the playoff spot, and I think that they deserve one. Moppers, will they go on a 7-game slide? I agree with you. It's hard to see the Moppers, our defending champs, go 7 straight. But I just wish they weren't playing no lineup this week. That's
get a little momentum. They get and I never love if Mahomes has a big day. What's the chances Rice is not part of that equation? Right.
100%.
Yeah. I just that hurts too as well. So I gotta say I'm gonna lean towards no lineup.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, and I think they win it convincing. Unfortunately. Sorry, Tom.
Yeah, I'd like Tom to get Kamani Vidal out of that lineup somehow.
Yeah.
We talk about on the waiver show, if you're like, there's just no running backs.
Yeah. There's just junk out there.
The top running back on the waiver wire this week was Sean Tucker,
Yeah.
who's backing up Rashad, who's the backup.
Yeah.
Bucky everyone's just benefiting from Bucky Irvin's injury.
Exactly.
It's not great.
Okay, last game is the battle of the host. You and I.
We are gonna do battle in fantasy football, and
I am surprised on the projection here.
You should be.
Holy cow!
Born to Run 5-5 with a projected total of 134.8, taking on the Knuckleheads, somehow 6-4 with a projected total of 122.1. Walt, that's a healthy projected total of victory. What do you think?
So I mean, some of my matchups I'm not loving, especially Stafford against Seattle. But I have no choice, and I'm not going to find anything better on the waiver lineup. So he's staying in there. Barkley against Detroit. I don't mind that. I think Chase Brown as well. Pickens, I think, is my nice wild card against Vegas. Yeah. I could see a good night. Bowers against Dallas. I like that matchup as well.
Yeah.
Jameson Williams, he's coming on. If you look since the bye, I mean, he's had 16 and 20, pretty much 25.
Nice.
So I think during the bye they figured out we got to get this guy the ball.
Right.
So I love that too. And then flip it on your side, Henderson against the Jets. That could be a nice sneaky.
I've had Trevion Henderson in and out of this lineup like 8 times today.
But I think that one makes sense to me.
I think prime time, he's coming off a big game, and the Jets without Quinnen Williams, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
So that matchup and St. Brown are the two that concern me the most. If I keep both of those within reasonable numbers, then I feel pretty confident on that.
Yeah.
Because Romeo Dobbs, I guess he's not hurt. He got that chest contusion or whatever.
Yeah.
But
No, he practiced today. They're saying he's a go.
He's a go. Okay. Yeah. But the Packers receivers are atrocious. Other than him, I mean, well, Watson looked okay, but
it's Jordan Love. I made the mistake of I can't remember whether it was a waiver show or just a Sunday morning of really hyping up Jordan Love's prospects for the rest of the season, and that clearly did what the podcast does to players is it dragged them down, because that offense should not look the way that they do.
No, right.
If they can't get Josh Jacobs going, it doesn't look pretty in Green Bay.
Yeah, and then I think the other part for you is, and I still can't figure this out, other than Lamar Jackson's been out, but Zay Flowers that's a pretty...
It's been a little up and down. He's going to get you more towards 12 than towards 20.
And which last year I think was more towards the 20. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think, don't get me wrong, like I said, any team can be any other team. Mayfield could have 30-something against Buffalo because their defense is atrocious as well. Right. Henderson gets like 20-something, then I'm going to be behind the 8 ball. So I think I like my matchups. I'll say I eke out a win, but I could easily see the tables turn.
Wow.
With a couple of big showings from your guys.
I'm just hoping to crack 100, because that's no guarantee week in and week out. This is not. I don't want this feeling heading into week 4.
Yeah.
And fantasy owners that are watching, that You want to be like, there's 4 games left. You've got a healthy win total. You want to feel like your team is going to smash their way into the playoffs. And I'm kind of dragging along the floor right now.
Exactly. I know what you're saying because I'm on the opposite. This is like the best I felt about my team the whole year.
That's
right
where you
now.
want to be.
Right.
Yep.
Bowers, everybody's healthy.
Yep.
I see him, again, I want to see Bowers be a little more consistent.
Sure.
But he's healthy. And
Yep.
Williams looks like the guy I thought was going to perform early on. So, I feel good. Next week, I could be completely – I score like 80 points. I'm going to be like, oh, man, I'm in trouble. So, who knows?
Yeah, so that wraps up Week 11 preview. Week 11 is going to be important in our league and in many leagues across the world as we head into the we're getting close to playoff time. We are closer to playoff time than we are to kickoff time, and so that's impressive. So we talked about our league ad nauseum. Let's talk about a little fantasy in general. Let's play a little Who Would You Start? I'm going to start with 2 players in sort of similar situations. R.J. Harvey from Denver. He's going to get a start this week because J.K. Dobbins is out. Tyrone Tracy Jr. for the Giants. Both running backs. Tyrone Tracy Jr. has been basically handed a starting spot after Cam Scadaboo's injury and has really not done a lot with it. The Giants have the Packers this week, and Denver, I'm going to blank on who Denver's got. Denver is playing...
Is that Kansas City?
I think Denver's playing Kansas City because we didn't like Mahomes' matchup.
Right.
All right, so with R.J. Harvey versus Kansas City or Tyrone Tracy versus Green Bay, who would you start?
I got to go with R.J. Harvey because even part-time, he usually still somehow managed to get 8 to double digits in points.
Yep.
They involve him in the passing game a decent amount.
Yep.
Now you got him kind of, as the number 1 back going to.
Right.
I'm going R.J. Harvey.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. And anyone can weigh in on the chat if you got an opinion, R.J. Harvey versus Tyrone Tracy Jr. Tyrone Tracy Jr. keeps ceding touches to Devin Singletary.
Yeah.
And he's not really forcing the coaching staff to not do that. And so I would say R.J. Harvey's been given the opportunity this week to be the one, and I think that he'll outperform Tyrone Tracy Jr.
I do
week.
as well.
All right, we've got another participant in the Kansas City-Denver game. Rashee Rice, we mentioned him earlier. He's Kansas City playing against Denver, wide receiver. Would you start him, or would you start C.D. Lamb against Las Vegas? Rashee Rice has been double digits in all 3 games that he's played this year, and C.D. has been double digits the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. However, he's playing Denver in Denver, and C.D. Lamb's playing Las Vegas. So... But it's so hard. Like, to me, when I first saw this on your sheet, I'm like, my initial reaction, why wouldn't I take C.D. Lamb? Yeah. But if you look the last 3 games for Rashee Rice, 23, 25, 18.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, he came to town and they said, okay, we're going to throw the ball to you.
Yeah. So it's, and Dallas, if Pickens could end up being a guy, you got Ferguson, Javonte Williams. So I'm going to go against what my initial reaction was. And say, I'm going to my sins. Look at the trends. So why would I go against those trends?
That's a good point. Yeah,
I'm going Rashee Rice.
Yep, stay away from those deadly sins. I agree with you. Rashee Rice seems to be the hot hand in Kansas City, and that's a team that's they're kind of playing for the playoffs themselves.
Right.
So if there's any firepower in that offense, it seems to be going through Rashee Rice.
Yeah, it's coming off a bye, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, the last one I've got for you, we're going to talk about quarterbacks. And it's interesting that we chose these this week because we've talked about them together since the draft in BARFF. And this is Josh Allen, who's playing Tampa Bay this week, and Drake May, who's playing the Jets tonight in about an hour. Right now, Josh Allen pulling in at the number 4 quarterback, and Drake May, according to ESPN, is pulling in at number 1, although Josh Allen averages a little bit more. What they put into their formulas for their rankings, only they can explain. But 2 players that we said at the draft that Drake may be Josh Allen 2.0, as the Whoppers had claimed. Have they overtaken Josh Allen at this point? Who would you start?
Man, this one is a killer because if Josh Allen would have had look how bad that offense was against Miami.
I know.
I can't get that out of my head. I was watching some of that game, and it was really bad.
Yeah.
So, and then, Drake May looked great. Wow, and he's got the Jets, and they have Buffalo has Tampa, whose defense has not been stellar. Oh man, I think because the Pats get up probably early, are able to run the ball, I think Josh Allen with Baker could be back and forth. I'm going Josh Allen.
Josh Allen this week. I think just like Trevion Henderson, Drake May under the big lights tonight may take advantage of that and light up and let the nation know.
No, he's
that
arrived.
Yes, he's not Josh Allen 2.0. Drake
May 1.0.
Yeah, 1.0.
Right? Yeah.
Josh Allen is, we've talked about Buffalo players in fantasy for the last couple of years when they had Diggs and that connection with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and James Cook got the big contract. Is it over for Buffalo? Do they have a shot at being like they couldn't get past Kansas City the last few years? Are they going to ever get that title?
I don't see how they do with that defense. That just, I mean, that D is not good. Plus, I feel they, Allen is good, and maybe they're thinking, kind of like Brady didn't need a, top-notch level one receiver.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Those receivers are okay.
Right. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
I don't know. I'm pretty confident. I can't see how the Bills win a Super Bowl this year.
Even with Kansas City having an off year,
Yep.
I think that this Buffalo team from 2 years ago was as good as they were going to be with Josh Allen.
So,
unless they make a lot of off-season splashes, I don't see it happening for him this year. And
yeah, I don't either.
The fantasy relevance of Josh Allen, people are getting that benefit this year. Get it this year because
the window could be shrinking, as they say.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
So I have one for you,
Ready.
and this one because from another league I've weighed this.
Okay.
So Tampa, the running back situation, I was watching it.
Yuck.
Rashid White, Tucker came in. Tucker was more effective in my mind.
More efficient, yeah.
And I saw towards the end of the game, it was Tucker, not White. So if you had to make who you starting, if you had both of those, who are you starting?
I thought about picking up Sean Tucker this week. Someone else in our league grabbed him.
Of course they did.
I think that I would still stay with Rashad White. He is going to be the starter. Sean Tucker will get his touches. If Rashad White does something with his touches, he'll continue to get the ball. If he continues to be a 3.6 per yard per carry back, then there's no reason for them to not feed Sean Tucker a little bit more. But for right now, I'm staying Rashad White. I think that he has an opportunity to have a good game. Bucky Irving's not going to be hurt forever, and Rashad White's got to know that he's probably auditioning for his next landing spot. Do it now, man. Do it now.
I agree. I don't think he's there next year. It is interesting. I do feel Tampa will ride whichever guy has the hotter hand. Because that's, to me, what they showed
last week.
That White is not entrenched necessarily.
Yep.
So I agree. If White's hot and comes out, he's effective, I don't think you have to worry, Rashad White owners, that Tucker's going to. But if White starts nothing, Tucker comes in, becomes effective.
Rips off a 15-yard run.
Yep.
Then it could be bench time for Rashad.
Right.
That would be pretty brutal for
I'll say
my lineup. I know that.
I think probably I'd start Tucker.
This week,
I don't know. For some reason.
He's hot.
Yeah. So
follow the trends.
Follow the trends.
Yeah.
He looked better, but I do think, like I said, they're going to go with the guy who's hotter in that game.
They need the running game to be explosive.
Yes.
Because that passing game, yes, Igbuka is amazing. Yes, Kate Otten can get you some first downs. But until those big two get healthy, you got Godwin and Evans, if only, for that team this year. But
exactly.
Yeah, you got to use the players you have, and right now Rashad White's got to step up and take advantage of that. So we'll see. White or Tucker, we'll find out this week.
I think a lot of owners and leagues.
It's hard.
I have that same situation.
It's hard.
I'm like, how many Tampa running backs am I going to pick up? It's ridiculous. Half of my roster are Tampa Bay running backs. It's terrible.
You just start them both. You might as well. All right. So we did a little bit of who you start. We did week 11. We did week 10 review. We looked at the standings and about what a great week. Weeks 11 through 14 are going to be in our league and hopefully in the league of every owner that's watching, because this is crunch time. This is why we stayed up and prepared for draft, and we agonize over the waiver wire this stretch right here. Let's do it.
That's right. This is why, like you said, you do all your homework. You scour the waiver wire. You do all your research. It's because, when it comes to the end, this is where it pays off.
Right now.
Right?
This is the hot stretch, so don't
time
fall
to take
off
a
now.
nap.
This is not nappy time.
Nope.
All right, I want to thank Coos30, SoxFan7687, and Ryan Green, S9U, for weighing in on the chat tonight. It's always great to interact with people. And we will we'll announce the date and time of our next show for next week when we figure that out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming all the way down.
Sounds good, man.
And good luck to all.
Good luck, everyone.